Hey everybody, welcome to TTT Urban Homestead. I'm going to start trying to do a video, say once a week, just to update everybody a little sooner this year. So I'm going to try doing it on Saturdays, and then update you on the different projects I got going on, different vegetables and flowers and stuff like that. This is the what I call red, white, blue section. I haven't really done much with that over the winter, so hopefully by next week I'll have some things done over here. Strawberry patch is doing well. We actually dug out a couple rows of strawberries plants. Started out with 40 strawberry plants in this bed a couple years ago, and every year it each plant probably produces 5 more plants, something like that, 4 to 5 more plants. So thin it out a little bit, and then I've moved those strawberries to other locations. This is right now it's the spinach bed, raised bed. I planted these a couple weeks ago, and they should be doing good. Spinach you can plant, it doesn't matter, December, January, it doesn't matter, you can plant spinach in the winter, and it usually does pretty well. You just want the roots to kind of get established before real cold weather, because the top might die off a little bit, but then it just pretty much comes back. Oh, here I've got mustard greens, collard greens. I think I got a lettuce in here, and that's collard greens. These plants are starting to kind of sprout up a little better with the sun and the rain that we've been getting, and then I've been supplementing water. Got some mint, of course. Mint's doing well, always does well in the wintertime. Sage, I've still got a piece of a sage plant down here. We'll see if that should come up with some new growth here not too long from now. And I believe this was, I don't know if this was lavender, and it didn't survive, it looks like. This is the rosemary plant right here. It's actually been in here a couple of years. But I noticed I did put in a couple of oreganos there and there, and now they're starting to come out a little bit. So I'm gonna harvest some of that this year. There's my cactus from my niece. I don't know if it survived. It looks like it kind of, I don't know. I'm just gonna see what happens with it. All right, pause it. Go. All right, been doing a lot of work in the back. Got I put some other collard greens on the back side over here, and a couple of these have been growing all winter. These broccoli, but I don't know what they're gonna do. I might just let them go to seed and harvest the seeds off of them. A couple of mustard greens in here, and I did put in a little strip here with some radish and onion. Yesterday we planted a bunch of onion, so I've got a couple little rows of red onion and yellow onion, and that's right in this section right here. So I'm doing a lot more onions this year. Let's see how that goes. A collard green in a bag, so just I haven't done that before, but I have done it in a container, and it did very well. So I'm testing it out in a bag. This is actually a cucumber plant. Not really the time of year for cucumbers, but as long as you don't let them get below 50 degrees, do not let these plants, if you're going to do some early, just don't let them get below 50, because they act like it's freezing, and the leaves will, it pretty much kill the plant. Other plants can survive even down to freezing, but they just don't grow very well. Like cucumbers and I guess melons and stuff, you can't let them actually get below 50. Here's some tomato plants that I've started early, and I brought them outside today because it's 60, almost 70 degrees. So these are going to be my cutting plants. So if you look down in here, you see these little shoots coming out right here. If I can show it. Once that gets a little bigger, I can snip that and put it in water or put it in soil and let it grow into another plant. And these plants all came from beefsteak seeds that I had last year. So I saved the seeds on that. Some more there's some Swiss chard and broccoli. Broccoli's not doing very well. Doesn't seem like I said, I'll probably just let it go to seed. And that's another, that looks like a collard green down there, right there. Another collard green here in a bag. So testing a couple in a bag. Also got some, what do you call it, volunteer mustard greens. So I've actually been watering these a little more because this is in the Georgia soil, and I noticed that when I do give them a little more water, that they do actually do pretty well. So I'm gonna keep watering these and let Carla come out and cut some of the leaves and however she wants to do it. In this container is I usually use this one for my seed bucket, what they call, let these bolt and go to seed, collect the seeds for next year. So I put a couple of collard greens in there. I'm also probably going to put a lettuce and even radishes and stuff in here so that they can go to seed, and then I can let them go to seed and collect the seeds when the time is right. All right, in the greenhouse. I've rearranged it from last week. I had 2 layers in here, but it seemed like the bottom layer just wasn't getting enough sun. So here's the new setup, and they all get plenty of sun. These are all strawberries pretty much that's on the raised bag system. These are 2-gallon and 3-gallon containers, and I put about 3 plants in each container. And so inside the greenhouse now, it averages about 20 to 30 degrees above the outside temperature. So if it's 60, 65 outside, it's almost 90 in here. I actually have to turn the fan on so that it doesn't get too hot. So this is all strawberries, and I've actually planted like almost 100 plants inside the greenhouse. So I'm just trying to see if I can get an early crop of strawberries. As long as these plants think it's June, most of June bearing, because all the strawberries usually produce in June, and then you do have the ever-bearing strawberries that would give you another crop in the fall, but they all produce in June, so I'm just looking to see if I can get a little bit of early crop. This is a container, I think I used it last year. Yes, I used it last year for some radishes. So right now, I planted radishes last week, and they're popping up. So I'm just going to leave this container right here. I kind of want to get early crop of radishes, but a lot of the seeds are popping up. And I think most of the seeds I actually collected from one of my radish plants that I let go to seed, and I collected the seeds and used the seeds. We do have some other things here like rosemary and lavender. I've got some dill growing, about 3 to 4 plants in each of these bags. I also got some more early planted tomatoes. So we're down to about a month from now, I can actually plant this stuff outside. So after April 10th or so, I can actually put plants outside. So I will probably put on the after the 10th, I'll put maybe half of them out. But I'm always going to have some backup plants. So no matter what I do, if I put them out early, then I've got some backups that I'm not going to put out, just so that, some strange freeze or frost comes in, then I'll have, backup plants. And then here's my excess strawberry plants that I had pulled from the front. Remember the 2 rows? I separated all the little baby plants out of there. The smaller ones I put in these pint containers. And then the bigger ones, of course, I put in the bags. And they all seem to be doing well. I've actually still got more that's sitting in a tray of water, but they seem to be doing okay. I just got to get the time to either plant them in something or put them in a pint container and, give them away or something like that. So, outside real quick. Very nice today. It's out on a Saturday. All right, so along the outside of the greenhouse, it's always good to kind of weight down these types of greenhouses. Aren't super expensive or super strong, but they do well for what I'm doing. But I also planted, I planted garlic and onion. So we got yellow onion, garlic, and then yellow onion all the way to. Oh, I got another collard green, couple collard greens in a bag, and then we got red onion all the way to the end. Another collard green, another red onion. But today, I'm fixing to go to Home Depot, and I'm gonna raise these bags up. So I'm gonna put another system out here to where it raises up these bags off of the ground. But I'm gonna still have it sitting on the edge of that greenhouse just to keep the weight on it. It does have some tie downs. I just try to make sure, but I noticed some of these tie downs with a super strong wind. I've seen those tie downs actually get ripped off. So I'm gonna add some weight. Well, I have weight here, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually do the raised part of it. So the cats and the dog and all them will kind of keep away from it a little bit or be raised up. Here is I have about 12 Paris Cost lettuces. These are 1 gallon bags. So I'm going to keep track of these. So next week when I do the video, we'll see, how well these do. I did do some last year in 1 gallon bags and they did pretty well. I might try some I just planted some more, like 12 more, but they're in the seedling, in the seedling container, the 6-pack. And I think I'm going to try those in 2 gallon containers and see what the difference is. All right. So I might do a little video later or add on to this one once I do this, the raised bag setup over here. But for now, all right, this is Tim. Just a quick update on the onion raised bag system. I went ahead and did this yesterday. So it's Cinder Blocks, landscape timbers. I actually created a little more room. So, quick update. All right, thanks. All right, I wanted to do a little update on the nursery. This is where I germinate seeds and allow them to grow. Some of them I can allow to actually grow up to the lights. Some of these actually should go outside, but it's still too cold for cucumbers and melons. Even 50 degrees, they act like they're gonna die. So I got a bunch of tomatoes here, and actually I used several packages from that I had in my seed book. Some of the seeds were 5, 6 years old, and I just threw them all in the containers, and they're all mixed up, so I don't know what they are. But these are going to be. I'm just going to thin them out. I'm going to try to hopefully pick the different ones and have a few different ones, but I'll end up getting these down to one plant per pint container. On the top, I've got what we call amaranth. Never really grew it before. It's a summer green, Caribbean green, something like that. Also produces seeds that you can use like a grain. I got red amaranth and green amaranth. Then I got some more lettuces. And most of the time when I start these, I actually put a dome on them. So I just took it off so we can identify. But usually I have some type of dome like this on there. And also certain seeds I'm going to put on the heating pad, but not all of them. This is eggplant here in this container here. Peppers in the back over there. Right here, these are peppers, and then some Roma tomatoes. Romas are good for sauce, but the one thing about Romas is they are a bush tomato, so they're not a vine tomato that can climb up a trellis. So you might want to do a couple. If you do the first set of Romas, say now in the first part of spring and summer. And these can't even really go outside until another month from now, so after April 10th. But I usually wait till 15th or 20th to put stuff actually outside. I can put stuff in the greenhouse in bags and then just kind of, let them, they're going to be in the bag that they're going to grow in the whole season anyway. And that helps me get kind of an early start on tomatoes and stuff like that. Eggplant, I have a raised bed in the front that can hold about 6 eggplant, and that's usually good. And then I have some I'm going to give to somebody else. And some of the plants I'm going to have extras, but the lettuces I'm definitely going to keep rotating them. Have just until the season gets too hot. Not much you can do about that. The other method of seeding is putting them in some type of a container, and like I use paper towels and water, and these are pepper seeds. Not getting any germination out of them, so I actually bought some new seeds and hopefully they do better, but this one might be, let me see, I'm going to have to check that one, but it might be actually doing a little bit of germination. Cayenne pepper. These are all old seeds too, and I don't have a lot of luck with old pepper seeds, so I bought some new ones. So I've got green pepper, I got jalapeno, and I believe this is the banana pepper side. My label kind of smudged, so I'm going to have to redo that because I really need to label peppers, because you can't tell what kind of pepper you have until you actually see the fruit a lot of times. And I got some celery down here. So say the amaranth, I'm going to take it, put the lid back on. I'm not going to have it on the heat because I believe it said 70 to 80 degrees, which is fine. It can sit on top of the lights down here, like the lights below it actually put out a little heat, so that's good enough for them. Also with the lettuce, let me get a lid that's got a vent on it. The lettuce, I'm gonna take it, put the lid on, also putting it down. It can germinate at a pretty low temperature, so that's fine. Eggplant, I'm gonna take it and put it down below also. Like that. And then I'm going to leave the green peppers, jalapeno peppers, and aroma tomatoes. I'm going to leave them on the heat mat. The heat mat. The green peppers definitely got to have heat to germinate. They're just not going to germinate unless that soil is above 80 degrees. And it's going to take the heat mat for that. So I'm going to put the lids back on here. Anyway, just an update on the nursery grow station. And all right, we'll see you soon.